All right, today we're diving into a really powerful idea called the identity shift. We're going to break down what it means to stop chasing your goals and instead start, well, acting from the end.
You know this feeling, right? Where you're just running on a hamster wheel, chasing after something you want, a relationship, a new job, whatever it is, and it just feels like it's always just out of reach. It is absolutely exhausting.
And a huge reason for that frustration comes from this one core belief we all seem to have. We think that our desires are things we have to go out and get. But what if that whole approach is actually the problem?
So let's start right there. Let's call it the manifestation misconception. We really need to unpack why that constant feeling of chasing almost always leads nowhere.
I mean, just listen to how we talk about it. We're always trying to get the relationship, trying to get more money, trying to get that success. The language itself frames everything as a struggle, doesn't it? A constant uphill battle?
So this brings us to a major fork in the road in how we think. The path most people take starts with one question: how do I get it? But the shift we're talking about today starts with a totally different question: who am I when I already have it? And that, right there, is the entire pivot, moving from focusing on what you need to do to focusing on who you need to be.
And that second, more powerful question, well, that leads us directly to the secret to this whole thing: acting from the end.
So what does that actually mean? It means you start living from the inside out. You're adopting the thoughts, the feelings, the mindset of the version of you who already has the thing you desire. It's an internal game first.
This quote just nails it. The entire game changes the second you switch your focus from the external act of getting to the internal state of being.
Now, it's super important to be clear about what this is not. This isn't about pretending or faking it till you make it. It's not about forcing yourself to do things or acting like someone you're not. This is about a deep, authentic, internal alignment. The right actions will just naturally flow from that new identity.
Okay, but why is this shift so critical? To really get it, we have to look at why that old way, the constant chasing, just fails so often.
The problem, at its core, is internal conflict. You can say you want something all day long, but if your deepest beliefs are whispering, you're not good enough, or this never works out for you, you're basically driving with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. You're sending completely mixed signals.
And you can literally feel the difference in your own inner chatter. On the one side, you've got someone acting from lack. Their mind is full of, why aren't they texting me? I really hope this works out. It's just pure anxiety. But on the other side, acting from the end, the thoughts are completely different. Of course I am valued. I live with certainty. It's not arrogance, it's just a totally different baseline reality.
And here's the absolute key to understanding this. Your external world is basically a giant mirror. It's constantly reflecting back to you who you believe you are on the inside. If you truly believe you're someone who gets overlooked, guess what? Your experiences will tend to prove you right. But if you can actually shift your identity to being someone who is valued and chosen, reality has no choice but to start reflecting that new truth.
Okay, so this makes sense in theory, right? But how do we actually do it? How do we make the shift? Let's get into the practical, step-by-step of it all.
So here's a really simple flowchart for it. Step 1, you have to ask the identity question. Who am I when this is already mine? How do they think? How do they feel? Step 2, you become the guard at the gate of your own mind. You have to catch those old, lack-based conversations and deliberately shift them to thoughts of certainty. And step 3, this one is so important. You have to stop looking outside of yourself for proof. The person who already has what they want isn't desperately checking for signs. They just live from a state of quiet inner knowing. And this brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. And honestly, it's the biggest paradox of all: the incredible power of just letting go.
So here's how it works. The moment you finally stop that desperate, needy chasing is the exact moment you naturally start to embody the feeling of already having it.
And that right there, that's when everything changes. That's when the shift truly happens.
So when you boil it all down, the real goal isn't to get something shiny and new. The goal is to become the person for whom your desire is just normal. It's not exciting or shocking when it shows up. It's just a natural part of who you are.
So in the end, this isn't about what you can get. It's about a decision you can make right now in this moment. The only real question left to ask yourself is, who will you decide to be?